This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, why last time they did not take an means last time when we back up this software, it is latest VMware. But in my system, I install previous VMware. That's why it does not taken. Now I install latest VMware. It is supported. I started recording. So you got idea now how to use the backup file? Morning 4 topics completed. VMware, Windows operating system, and pre-installation steps and installation step is completed. Now after this system started, now I start additional application server instance installation and ERS instance installation. Press Ctrl plus Alt plus Delete to sign in. Every time you want to log into this operating system, you want to use this option compulsory. Send Ctrl plus Alt plus Delete. So click this back icon. After installation is completed, this is OS user account. When you install operating system, you got this account. After SAP software installation is completed, you got this account also. Now we are installing additional application server instance and NQ replication server instance. So we are using SWPM software. That's why you log into administrator account only. Click administrator. Password is admin.123. Enter. You want to install additional application server instance and NQ replication server instance. You want SWPM and kernel software. You want SWPM and kernel software. So now we want to copy SWPM and kernel software in the system. SWPM. Now we want only kernel software. Kernel. Okay, double click this PC. Now we want to install additional application server instance. First of all, we discussed what is additional application server instance. What is the use of additional application server instance? Why we want to install additional application server instance? So additional application server instance is AS instance. AS means application server instance. You remember in your ABAP systems, additional application server instance and primary application server instance are application server instances. What are the instances available in AS ABAP based system? Database instance. 1. Database instance. 2. ABAP Central Service ASCS instance. 3. Primary application server instance. 4. Additional application server instance. 5. NQ replication server instance. In the 5 instances, primary application server instance and additional application server instances are AS instance. AS means application server instance. Why means in these 2 instances only user login is possible. That's why in these 2 instances only work process is available. Okay. In primary application server instance, you have okay. I want to start the system. First of all, we start the system compulsory. Now, why I want to start the system? Can anyone tell me why I want to start the system? Already here, previous batch members is there now. Why I want to start the system here now? Anyone tell me why I want to start the system?
Because if we don't start it, it won't run. The application won't run.
What?
Because if we don't start from here, the application will not run.
Which application will not run? When you want to install additional application server instance and ERS NQ replication server instance, both are based on ASCS instance only, it will be installed. Based on ABAP Central Service instance only, additional application server instance, NQ replication server instance will be started. Okay, I did not start the system after I told you. You got idea why I want to start the system here. Okay. Okay, first of all, after installations all are completed, finally I explain about why I want to install additional ERS and everything. Okay. First of all, now I show you how to install additional application server instance. Double click SWPM folder. Okay, I want to extract this one. Okay, in that SWPM folder, double click SAP entity file. Software Provisioning Manager will be opening. Click continue to this website, not recommended. Username is administrator. Why means we are logged into the administrator account. That's why username is administrator. Administrator password is admin.123 small letter. Remember the password. Okay. And click OK. Now scroll down. Our software is SAP NetWeaves 1.5. SPAN SAP NetWeaves 1.5. Our database is Oracle database. SPAN Oracle database. We are doing installation. SPAN installation. Additional SAP system instances. Inside additional SAP system instances only, additional application server instance is there. These instances are called as additional SAP system instances. Select additional application server instance or double click. If required, you can add application server instance to an already installed SAP system. What is that meaning? What are they telling that line? Install an additional application server instance. What are they telling? If required means you have
Only
requirement means only on that time only you want to install. మీకు అవసరం అవుతేనే ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయాలి, అవసరం లేకపోతే ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. You have requirement means on that time only you want to install. You have no requirement means no need to install. It is not a mandatory instance. అది కంపల్సరీగా ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయాల్సిన ఇన్స్టాన్స్ కాదు. Next, if required, okay, you can add application server instance to an already installed SAP system. Means already installed SAP system. Based on already installed SAP system only you want to install additional application server instance. Suppose in your laptop you install VMware workstation software, you install Windows Server 2012 operating system in your laptop. So directly you want to try to install additional application server instance in your laptop, means it is not installed. Based on already installed ASCS instance, primary application server instance, database instance. Based on that system only this additional application server instance will be installed. Already మీరు ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసిన primary application server instance, database instance, ASCS instance మీద based install అవుతాయి. Compulsory when you want to install additional application server instance, based on ASCS instance only it will be installed. Now only I show you. Okay, click next. Here one more point I show you. Okay, one more point. This is my installation drive. USR folder, SAP folder, SID folder. How many instances you install? Every instance they maintain separate folder. In that folder they save the particular instance files. ప్రతి ఇన్స్టాన్స్ ఒక ఫోల్డర్ క్రియేట్ చేసి ఆ ఫోల్డర్ లో ఆ ఇన్స్టాన్స్ సంబంధించిన ఫైల్స్ సేవ్ చేస్తుంది. Suppose next additional application server instance got one of the folder like D12. Suppose I put instance number 12 means additional application server instance folder is D12. Like that we got. Now this is the primary application server instance folder. This is the ASCS instance folder. So select custom here and click next. You have any doubts, any question you want to ask me, particular step by step ask me. Okay, మీకు ఏదైనా క్వశ్చన్ అడగాలంటే అడిగండి ప్రతి స్టెప్ బై స్టెప్ లో. What is this profile directory? In down they telling in Windows operating system you maintain profile directory like this / SAP global host. SAP global host means computer name, NWS survey / SAP MNT / SAP SID. SAP SID is NWA / SAP MNT / NWA / SYS / profile. When we get that profiles, USR, SAP, SID, SYS, profile. This is the information they are asking. ఈ డైరెక్టరీ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అడుగుతుంది, దిస్ డైరెక్టరీ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్. వెన్ వి గెట్ దిస్ ప్రొఫైల్స్, when you install ASCS instance, primary application server instance, on that time only you got this profiles. So that's why only before starting they're telling already installed SAP system only this additional application server instance will be installed. Now click next. What they asking? What is that error? What they asking? Make sure that the message server is started. They're asking, where is that message server is available? Inside ABAP Center Service instance, inside ASCS instance, that message server is available. They're asking ASCS instance is started or not. Suppose it is stopped. They're telling your ASCS instance is stopped. Please start. I want to continue the installation. Message server port number is 3610. They are not connecting to the message server. They are asking that one only. I am not able to connect to the message server. In your system, message server is there. Is there means please start the message server. That is the question they are asking. So that's why I am telling so many times. Already installed system only, you install additional application server instance. Suppose you did not install primary application server instance, ASCS instance, database instance. You directly install additional application server instance. Means you stop here only. You did not go to the next page. The next page keller ikkade stop అయిపోతారు. Why means they are asking the message server details. Now what we want to do to continue the installation? నేను ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి ఇన్స్టాలేషన్ కంటిన్యూ చేయాలంటే?
Restart the system.
Which system?
Yes.
Yeah. Now we want to start the ASCS instance. This is the ASCS instance. Right click, all task, start. Username is administrator. Password is admin.123, small letters. Click OK. So what is that meaning? Based on ASCS instance only, the additional application server instance will be installed. Means without ASCS instance, additional application server instance installation is not possible. That's why only they're telling already installed SAP system only, you install additional application server instance. It is started. Click OK. Okay. It go to the next page. Why means message server is started. That's why. So enter the master password here. After installation is completed, you want to start the additional application server instance by using this password only. After starting the additional application server instance, you want to log in into the additional application server instance by using this password only. So base is .123. Base is .123. Click next. Do not forget this password. When installing primary application server instance, when installing additional application server instance, I use same master password. In company, they provide the master password to you. Which password you want to enter, that password company provide to you. You enter that password there. our database ID is correct, NWS survey. Database host means that is the computer name, correct, NWS survey. No changes here, click next. Click next. Click next here. Scroll down. SAP host agent .sar file is status still missing. Still missing means they're asking you want to provide that file. Still missing means when you click next, you did not go to the next page. So they're asking you want to provide that file. Now I want to provide that file, SAP host agent .sar file. Click this icon in D drive. In this folder, that file is there. SAP host agent.sar. Okay, select kernel folder. Click OK. Click next. Now scroll down. Status available. Status available means we provided correct file. Status available means we provided correct file. Okay. Click next. Available means they give permission to go to the next page. Click next. Click next here. Click next. Okay, they're asking Oracle Client 12.1 software. They're asking Oracle Client 12.1. We want to provide that Oracle Client 12.1. I did not copy that file. Okay, right click, extract here. So click this icon in D drive, Oracle client, scroll down, OCL underscore Windows underscore x86 underscore 64. Select that one, click OK. Next. So they're asking the instance number for additional application server instance. Already in your system, you have above central service instance and the primary application server instance. Primary application server instance number is 11. Above central service instance number is 10. Now we want to provide the instance number of additional application server instance is by default 00. You want to change means change. Yeah, I want to provide additional application server instance number is 12. After installation is completed, here you got additional application server instance folder like D12. Our instance number is 12. So here you got additional application server instance folder is D12. D12. Okay. Click next. What is the use
Sir,
of additional application server instance? To identify the, what is the use of instance number? To identify the additional application server instance. For that purpose, we are using the instance number. Yeah, ask me. Who are asking the question? No, ask me.
అది సిసిఎంఎస్ అనే ఫోల్డర్స్ ఉన్నాయి కదా ఆ ఫోల్డర్ చేంజ్ సార్.
What? CCMS. What is CCMS? What is CCMS folder?
ఎస్ఏపి యూఎస్ఆర్ ఎస్ఏపి కెన్ గో బ్యాక్ ఎస్ఏపి సిసిఎంఎస్.
Okay.
హియర్
So click next here. Review parameter. Whatever steps came from starting onwards to now, all the steps they show here. Suppose you want to change anything means change here. I don't want to change anything. Click next. Executive service. Installation will be started. Additional application server instance will be started. In my system, it will be installed within 10 minutes. We want to wait until the success message came. You've installed additional application server instance. Where is primary application server instance is installed in that system, or otherwise you install separate system also. Okay, you install additional application server instance already in existing SAP system or different system. So I'm installing additional application server instance already inside. Where is primary application server instance, database instance, and ASCS instance is available. In that system only I'm installing additional application server instance. Suppose you maintain separate system. In that system only you install additional application server instance. That's separate system and already installed primary application server instance. Both systems are maintained in single network, no, in company, in single landscape, in single network, no. That's why both are connected.
It's completed.
Yeah, you got successful message. It's installed successfully. Click OK. Click close. Exist. Close. Now I explain how to install. Now here you saw D drive, ASR, SAP, SID, you got that folder. Now we want to install NQ replication server instance. How to install NQ replication server instance? NQ replication server instance is also not mandatory instance. NQ replication server instance కూడా mandatory instance కాదు. You want requirement means on the time only you want to install NQ replication server instance. There is no requirement means no need to install NQ replication server instance. అవసరమైతేనే ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసుకోవాలి. అవసరం లేకపోతే NQ replication server instance అనేది ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. Okay. NQ replication server instance also you want to install already existing SAP system. Based on ASCS instance only NQ replication server instance will be run. Mute your side. Double click SAP. Software provisioning manager is open. Click continue to this website not recommended. Enter username, administrator, password admin .123. Click OK. Now scroll down. Expand SAP NetJS 1.5. Expand our database, Oracle database. Expand installation. Expand additional SAP system instances. Inside only we have that NQ replication server instance. Select NQ replication server instance. So they're telling here you saw install an NQ replication server instance, ERS instance, for an existing center service instance. Already you have ASCS instance. Based on ASCS instance only, the NQ replication server instance will be installed. The ERS instance is used to prevent loss of the NQ log table when the ASCS instance fail. When the ASCS instance fail means, when ASCS instance fail means the NQ log table will be lost. So to prevent the NQ log table loss, for that purpose only you want to install NQ replication server instance. After I told you, click next. After installation is completed, I explain you what is the use of additional application server instance and NQ replication server instance. So click next. Already ASCS instance is started. That's why it go to the next page. I'm installing based on already existing SAP system is there. Based on SAP system only, I'm installing NQ replication server instance, ERS instance. Enter master password here. Base is .123. And click next. click next. That's only they're telling. Based on ASCS instance only, the NQ replication server instance is installing. So they're telling already you have a ASCS instance. Okay, click next. Already మీ దాంట్లో ASCS instance ఉంది. ఓకే అని చెప్తుంది అది మనకి. Click next. The SAP host agent .sar file is status still missing. Means they asking that file. Now scroll down. Status available. Means they give the permission to go to the next page. We provided correct kernel, correct file. Click next. So already in your system you have ASCS instance, primary application server instance, additional application server instance. Now they are asking the instance number of NQ replication server instance. So in this training I am using 13. Click next. After installation is completed, here you got ERS13 folder. ERS13 folder. Click next. Click next. Installation is started. It will also within 10 minutes it will be completed. We want to wait. Okay, it's completed. Okay, now click this OK button. Successfully installed. Close. exist, close the browser. It is error. Red mark is error. Wait, error gone. Okay, now error gone. So inside, these are the instances of ABAP system. I installed all the instances of ABAP based system. These are the instances. In this instance, which one is database instance? How you identify that is database instance? In that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 instances is available in this system. In that 5 instances, which one is database instance? How you identify that is database instance?
The blue color one is the database.
Yeah,
The blue one.
that's why we have no instance number for database instance. Why means that blue color only indicates this is the database instance. That's why no need the instance number of database instance. And all the instances are there with the NWSR is computer name, and 10, 11, 12, 13 is the instance number. Now, which one is ASCS instance?
10.
Yeah, 10 instance number is the ASCS instance. Why means when installation time I provide the instance number for ASCS instance is 10. We want to check inside ASCS instance what is available. Process list. Here only process list is there in ASCS instance. Inside ASCS instance you have message server, enqueue server, and web dispatcher also. Why web dispatcher is available inside ASCS instance means when installation time I select SAP web dispatcher. I want that component in ASCS instance. That's why here SAP web dispatcher is available inside ASCS instance. Suppose I did not select web dispatcher there means inside ASCS instance you have message server, enqueue server only. SAP web dispatcher నేను సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకున్నాను ఇన్స్టాలేషన్ టైంలో సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకున్నాను కాబట్టి ASCS ఇన్స్టాన్స్ లోపల SAP వెబ్ డిస్పాచర్ ఉంది. ఇన్స్టాలేషన్ టైంలో సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోకపోతే ASCS ఇన్స్టాన్స్ లోపల ఎన్క్యూ సర్వర్, మెసేజ్ సర్వర్ ఉండేది. ఓకే, వాట్ ఈస్ ద రోల్ ఆఫ్ మెసేజ్ సర్వర్? వాట్ దే డూ? మెసేజ్ సర్వర్ వల్ల యూజ్ ఏంటి, అదేం చేస్తుంది? వాట్ ఈస్ ద యూజ్ ఆఫ్ మెసేజ్ సర్వర్? Message server communicate. We have in the system 5 instances is there. All the systems is communicated by message server. ఒక ఇన్స్టాన్స్ కి ఇంకో ఇన్స్టాన్స్ కి కనెక్షన్ ఎవరు ఇస్తారంటే మెసేజ్ సర్వర్ ఇచ్చేది. There is a communication between one instance to another instance by using message server only. Okay. So how to communicate from primary application to additional application server instance? Suppose how to communicate from primary application server instance to database? By message server only. Got it? What is the use of message server? You got it clearly? What is the role of message server? Message server role ఏంటనేది అర్థమైందా క్లియర్ గా? ఇప్పుడు సపోజ్ మెసేజ్
సర్వర్ ఎర్రర్స్ అన్ని ఎక్కడ స్టోర్ అయి ఉంటాయి? లెట్ సపోజ్ ఇప్పుడు ప్రైమరీ అప్లికేషన్ సర్వర్ నుంచి వేరే దానికి దేనికి కనెక్ట్ అవ్వట్లేదు అనుకున్నాను, ఏసీఎస్ కి కమ్యూనికేషన్ అవ్వట్లేదు. సో ఆ లాగ్స్ మనం ఎక్కడ ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయొచ్చు?
ఇన్ దట్ పర్టికులర్ ఫోల్డర్ ఓన్లీ, మెసేజ్ సర్వర్ ఫోల్డర్.
ఓకే.
Okay, next, enqueue server. What is the use of enqueue server? What is the role of enqueue server? Enqueue server maintaining log table in where? In the SAP system, in main memory. Enqueue server maintaining log table in main memory. Main memory means RAM. It is the temporary storage. Means when system restart means in that log table data will be lost. Okay. In that log table, first question, First of all, first point, NQ server maintaining log table in main memory, means in RAM, NQ server maintaining log table. Second point, in that log table, what type of information will be stored? Suppose already Sachin user logged into the SAP system. Okay, Sachin user logged into the SAP system. They started to creating user one account. In that system only, Tendulkar user also logged into in that system. They also tried to create user one account, means they tell Sachin user already maintains the user account, user one account. That's why I'm not allowing Tendulkar user to maintain the user account. That information will be stored in that log table. Got it clearly? What type of information is stored in the NQ server log table? Okay, so you got it clearly. What is the role of log table? They maintain in log table in main memory. That is the role of the maintenance log table in the SAP system. That is the role of NQ server. And what is the role of web dispatcher? What is the role of web dispatcher? Suppose you are connected to the SAP system. I want to connect to this SAP system by using browser, means my request is taken by SAP web dispatcher. That web dispatcher send the request to the ICM. Suppose here in this system we have primary application server instance, additional application server instance is there. In that both instance we have ICM. My request is sent to the in that particular instance to the ICM. In which instance the workload is, means there is less load. In that instance the web dispatcher send the request. Okay, వెబ్ డిస్పాచర్ ఏం చేస్తుందంటే వచ్చిన బ్రౌజర్ నుంచి లాగిన్ అయిన రిక్వెస్ట్ రిసీవ్ చేసుకుని అది యాక్సెప్టబుల్ రిక్వెస్ట్ అయితే ఎక్కడ లోడ్ తక్కువ ఉందో ఆ లోడ్ తక్కువ ఉన్న ఇన్స్టాన్స్ లో ICM కి పంపిస్తుంది. సో SAP వెబ్ డిస్పాచర్ దే చెక్ దట్ లాగిన్ రిక్వెస్ట్ is acceptable or not. That request is acceptable means they accept the request. That request is not acceptable means they reject the request. That request is acceptable means they receive the request and send the request where is load less load in the primary application server instance or additional application server instance. That is the role of SAP web dispatcher. Got it?
Sir, can you repeat once again about the SAP
Yeah.
web dispatcher?
Yeah, I repeat. Okay, 1 minute. Suppose you connect to the, you install SAP software in your laptop. You want to connect to the, suppose not install, you leave it. You want to connect your company SAP system. You are in Hyderabad, your home. Suppose not in Hyderabad, you are in hometown. Okay, your company is in Bangalore. You want to connect to the company Bangalore system. You are connecting to the company system by using browser. On that time, your request is received by SAP web dispatcher. First step, what the SAP web dispatcher do means they check your request is acceptable request or not, means your permission is correct or not, whatever you enter credential is correct or not, you are the eligible person of the system or not. They check. Okay, your request is acceptable means they accept your request. Otherwise your request is correct, is not, your credentials is not correct means they reject your request. After they accept your request, in primary application server instance ICM is there. In additional application server instance ICM is there. They check in that both instances which instance have less load. In that instance they send your request to the ICM. That is the role of SAP web dispatcher. Got it? What is the use of web dispatcher?
Got it, sir. Thank you.
And one more important point here. Okay, web dispatcher, after you log in, your request is taken by web dispatcher. Okay, they send to the primary application server instance or additional application server instance. Your request, they want to send, suppose they want to send your request to the primary application server instance to the ICM. Okay, they want to send your request. How they get that primary application server instance information to SAP Web Dispatcher? Message server only provide primary application server instance information to Web Dispatcher. That is the work of message server also. Message server provide information to Web Dispatcher about primary application server instance and additional application server instance. That's why Web Dispatcher send your request to the ICM in that particular instance. Where is workload in that particular instance? Got it clearly? After also I explain this one, leave it. And okay, we got it inside a ACS instance, what is available and what is role and everything is completed. Now this is the primary application server instance. Inside primary application server instance, you have dispatcher. Dispatcher is the main point. That is the center of the system. It is the heart of the software. Okay. What they do, dispatcher means when you start the system, dispatcher start the gateway, ICM and this work process. And they start. Suppose when you stop the system, dispatcher stop the gateway, ICM and work process. That is the role of the dispatcher. So dispatcher receive your request and send to the work process. That is the role of another role of the dispatcher. It is the main important dispatcher. Okay. First point, dispatcher. When you start the system, dispatcher start the gateway, ICM and this all work process after dispatcher is started. When you stop the system also, they stop all the work process, gateway, ICM after this dispatcher stop. That is one of the rule. And when you log into the system by using SAP GUI also, after your request is sent to the ICM, ICM send your request to dispatcher. Suppose you did not log in with browser, you are directly log in with SAP GUI, your request is directly sent to the dispatcher. Dispatcher send your request to dialog work process. Got it? All of you got it about a dispatcher. What is the role of dispatcher? When you start the system, dispatcher start the gateway, ICM and work process after dispatcher is started. That is the one of the role. When you stop the system, dispatcher stop the gateway, ICM and work process after lastly dispatcher stop. That is another role. And when your request go to dispatcher only, dispatcher send your request to work process, dialog work process. Got it? Suppose when you are directly connect to the when you are using browser to connect to the SAP system, in your system there is no web dispatcher, means there is no web dispatcher, SAP web dispatcher in your system. Suppose you are connecting to the browser, your request directly received to ICM. Your request directly receive ICM. ICM send that request to dispatcher. Dispatcher send your request to dialog work process. Suppose in your system you have web dispatcher, means when you log in with browser, web dispatcher receive your request and send your request to ICM. And ICM send your request to dispatcher. Dispatcher send your request to dialog work process. Suppose you are not logging with a browser, okay, you are logging with SAP GUI, means directly your request sent to message server. Message server send your request to dispatcher. Dispatcher send your request to dialog work process. Finally, when you are logging with SAP GUI or a browser, wherever whatever you are using logging, finally your request came to dispatcher only. Dispatcher send your request to dialog work process. That is the role of the dispatcher. Got it? Is there any doubt? Is there any doubt? You want to ask anything? Anyone want to ask anything? Is clear? After also I repeated, next week also next week I explain this topic also, or otherwise tomorrow also I explain this topic. Okay, first of all, in primary application server instance, you have dispatcher, IGS watchdog, gateway, ICM. What is the role of ICM means same. When you log in with browser, your request received by ICM and send your request to dispatcher. What is the role of gateway means communication. Okay, inside primary application server instance, you have dispatcher, IGS watchdog, gateway, ICM, and these are all the work process: dialog work process, update work process, background work process, tool work process, update to work process. Okay, and inside additional application server instance, same only: dispatcher, IGS watchdog, gateway, ICM inside additional application server instance, and same work process. And means what is available inside primary application server instance, same is available inside additional application server instance. Okay, and inside ERS instance, you have enqueue replicator. Okay, now we discussed why we install additional application server instance. What is the use of additional application server instance for installing? Why means your request, user request are processed by dialog work process. Okay, your request in SAP system, you want to log in, you want to do anything means by dialog work process only. You do anything in SAP system. Why means your request is processed by dialog work process. By dialog work process only. Suppose you logged into the system, you want to do anything means based on dialog work process only. By dialog work process only, you do anything in the SAP system. Okay, one dialog work process, 10 user requests are accepted at a time by one dialog work process. Suppose 10 users are logged into this system, one dialog work process only, the 10 user requests are handled. ఆ 10 మంది యూజర్ రిక్వెస్ట్ ని ఒకే ఒక డైలాగ్ వర్క్ ప్రాసెస్ హ్యాండిల్ చేసేస్తుంది. ఓన్లీ వన్ డైలాగ్ వర్క్ ప్రాసెస్ హ్యాండిల్ 10 users request at a time. How many dialog work process there? 0 to 9 means 10 dialog work process is there. How many dialog work process you maintained in primary application server instance? 100 dialog work process you maintain in primary application server instance. Minimum 2 dialog work process compulsory you want to maintain in primary application server instance. Suppose you did not maintain minimum 2 dialog work process means that instance will not start. You try so many times, that instance will not start. Why means you want to maintain minimum 2 dialog work process compulsory. Maximum 100 dialog work process. 100 into 10, 1000 users means in primary application server instance, 1000 users logged into the primary application server instance at a time is possible to log into the primary application server instance. Suppose one bus is there, 100 seats is there in one bus. Suppose 75% people is okay means one bus is enough no to travel the journey. Is correct no? Suppose I want to go to from Nellore to Tirupati, Tirumala. I want to go to Nellore to Tirumala. I go to the bus stand. Only one bus is there. There are 80 people is there means okay, that bus is enough. All the 80 people sit in that bus. So okay, bus travel. That okay. Suppose there is 150 people is there means that bus capacity is, that bus have only 100 seats is there. That bus capacity is only 100 seats, but 150 members is there. So after what we do, 100 persons travel in that bus, remaining 50 persons they travel in another bus. Like that only here, that primary application server instance is only supported for 1000 users. Suppose in your company you have below 1000 users means just you maintain primary application server instance, that's enough. Suppose in your company you have more than 1000 users means on that time you want to install additional application server instance. Your company below 1000 users means no need to install additional application server instance. Your company have more than 2500 users means in your company you have 2500 users means primary application server instance supported 1000 users, one additional application server instance supported 1000 users, and you want to install another additional application server instance. Why means already here primary application server instance is there in NWA system. You want to try to install another primary application server instance means it does not install. Only one database instance, one ASCS instance, one primary application server instance only supported for NWA system. Already primary database ASCS instance is installed in NWA system. So you install so many additional application server instance. There is no limit. You install additional application server instance. Where is primary application server instance is available in that system or different system. Now I install additional application server instance. Where is primary application server instance is available in that system. Otherwise I install additional application server instance in separate system also. You got it clearly why we install additional application server instance? And what are the differences between the primary application server instance and additional application server instance? What is available inside primary application server instance, same is available inside additional application server instance, but why they call different names? What is available inside primary application, same is available inside additional application server instance, but why they called as different names? Hmm?
So additional application server, we have additionally installed it.
No. What is the difference means, this primary application server instance and ASCS instance are installed in single computer. That's why primary application server instance shares the ASCS instance. That is only the difference. Okay. Primary application server instance and ASCS instance are in single system. That's why we called as primary application server instance. Suppose in one system I installed ASCS instance, in another system I installed primary application server instance, in another system I installed additional application server instance. On that time, primary application server instance are also called as additional application server instance. Why? Primary application server instance does not share the ASCS instance in single computer. When the primary application server instance shares the ASCS instance in single computer only, on that time you called as primary application server instance. Maximum in company, primary application server instance and ASCS instance are maintained in single computer only. Got it? Is there any doubt on additional application server instance? Anyone want to ask anything on additional application server instance? You got it clearly why we install in company additional application server instance? It is not a mandatory instance. Want requirement means on the time only you install. There is no limit. You install so many additional application server instance based on users. Is there any doubt? Next, NQ replication server instance. Okay, 5 o'clock. We complete this topic means next we go to start and stop. Within half an hour, we want to complete start and stop and go to SAP. Okay. Next, ERS instance, NQ replication server instance. In NQ replication server instance, you have NQ replicator. In NQ replication server instance, you have NQ replicator. What is the use of NQ replicator? Why we install ERS instance? ERS instance is not a mandatory instance. Why we install ERS instance? ERS instance mandatory instance kaadu. Enduku install chesam? What is the use of ERS instance? Means I already told you in ASCS instance we have NQ server. That NQ server maintaining log table in main memory. This NQ server maintain log table in main memory. Main memory means temporary storage. When system fail or restart or shutdown means this in that main memory log table will be lost. Log table data will be lost. Okay. First point, NQ server maintain log table in main memory. Main memory means RAM. When the system shutdown or system restart or system fail means that log table data will be lost in main memory. Suppose you have ERS instance means NQ replication server instance means this NQ replicator also maintaining log table in main memory. Enqueue server maintain log table in main memory. Suppose now power gone, system suddenly shut down. What will happen? Now power gone, system suddenly shut down. What will happen?
Data loss.
This data will be lost. It shows empty. Why? Main memory means RAM. RAM is temporary storage. When system restart, shutdown or system fail means the data will be lost. Now we have ERS instance. ERS instance also maintain log table in main memory. Now ACS instance fail means what happened? This data will be lost here, but that data is available in this log table. Replication means copy. Whatever data will be saved here, that data will be copied into this log table. So whatever data maintained here, that same data will be maintained in ERS log table also. This system fail means log table information will be here. Got it? Got it? అర్థమైంది అందరికి? Got it clearly?
But I have a question, sir, here. Okay,
Yeah,
ASCS, it fails, okay, the log, as you said, the information is available in the log table. So when ASCS comes back, do you mean to say that ERS information is again, it will be synchronized automatically to ASCS again?
which synchronize automatically.
The log table information is first ASCS is failed, as you
Okay.
said. Okay.
That data
It is
will be lost.
it is lost, but however, it is maintaining the information of whatever the information is there. It is available in the log table in a main memory. ERS. Now I will bring back the ASCS once again back into the action. So that means there is a bidirectional replication happens, and it will gain back everything, whatever that is in the log table of ERS, it will go back to ASCS again.
Yeah, that's why they show here arrow.
Correct.
Suppose
Both
there
ways.
is both ways they're showing. Suppose in single way only, they did not show both ways arrow, no? Your replication means you copy log table from ERS instance to ASCS instance or ASCS instance to ERS instance.
Bidirectional.
Okay? Bidirectional.
Okay.
But here, what is the point means why we want to install ERS? That's one we are understanding here. Okay. So what is the reason? Suppose ASCS instance means the log table will be lost. To prevent the log tables, that's why you want to install ERS instance. Why means when you maintaining ERS instance means that log table information will be maintained here also. That's why when ASCS instance, now ASCS instance fail means no problem. That log table information are already available here. That's why. Got it? Now here you tell me what are the differences between the primary application server instance and additional application server instance. Now tell the difference. Is there any difference? Now I call this is as primary additional application server instance.
Yes.
Now I call this one as, yeah. Why I call this one as additional application server instance?
Because if it is loaded in a separate system other than ASCS.
1 minute. Why means they did not share the ASCS instance. Now ASCS instance is in separate system, primary application server instance is in separate system, additional is in separate system. Okay. Okay, you clearly got it about why we install a ERS instance.
Vinay,
It
I
is
have one question.
yeah.
So let's suppose if there is any planned downtime. So if I want to save the data from the main memory, so where and how I can store the data?
Means where?
If we don't have the ERS instance, we have only ASCS and message server, only this message server.
Mm.
Okay, so if I have a planned downtime, so I need to reboot the system.
Mm.
So where and how I can store this log table data?
Log tables only in data on the time. Suppose you want to, by using that log tables, you want to shift to the database also. You want required data means.
I didn't get you.
Okay, after I told that one, I will check and explain that one. Okay.
With
Okay.
your kind permission, can I tell, sir? Can I answer
Yeah.
this question?
Yeah.
See, now the way it is explained here, the log table information, what it is supposed to be in ASCS, if it is lost, before losing at database, Oracle database site, there are redo log files are there. There are rollback segments are there. So entire your data, in transit data will be in the redo log files and also in the rollback segments. So rollback segments, it is a different architecture, different question, different platform. So however, I will tell you in a very briefly, the rollback segments keep on switching. Whenever each time a switch is happening, rollback segments, it will write to redo log files. And the redo log files are also will have a switch. Whenever there is a redo log switch is happening, it will automatically writes to database DBF files. That means the data is committed there. So in a HA, high availability situations, you don't lose the data. The point in time of recovery, it is called, they do the recovery procedure, point in time of failure, it will recover, you don't lose the data because you have the database is going to run in archive log mode. Hope to have provided you visibility. And the same, because of that, normally there is no loss of data. In everything, it is automatic. The way the kernel, the binaries are built, you don't go and do and tweak into any of those areas. If you try to do it, the kernel will come down. Everything is automatic. Memory management is automatic because Oracle database is there. Again, data consistency is there. So data commit parameter is set. How often the log switch happens and how often the data is committed to database files. Thank you very much for listening.
Actually, what we are telling here means, suppose you want to that log table main memory data to database means you move it. That's not a problem. Okay, you want that data to database means it is copy is okay, no problem. What they're telling means, suppose you did not copy that data. Suppose in company system suddenly that system will be fail. The system suddenly down. On that time, data will be lost. Suppose weekly backup, you are doing weekly backup, like weekly or monthly backup means on that time this data will also will be backup. On that time this data also will be backup, that log table information also will be backup. But suddenly, suppose yesterday backup is completed in the company, next week next Friday is backup is there. Before these days, is there any day the system suddenly fail means on that time this data will be lost. There is no ERS instance on that time. Suppose ERS instance means the data will not lost. So suppose in company there is weekly backup, monthly backup like that on that time means this data will not lost. They compulsory. There is any important information on this main memory also, they back up that data. Got it, Purna?
Yes. Can we practical this thing in future?
Is there chance? Means we try, Purna. Maximum we try. Okay.
Okay.
So is there any doubts how to install additional application server instance and ERS instance, why we installed and everything? Is there any doubts? Anyone want to ask anything? This is the log table size, 262 MB. The ASCS instance and ERS instance can be started and stopped using the SAP MNC or SAP MNC. The ERS has been started before starting the ASCS instance. The ASCS instance has to be stopped before stopping the ASCS. Okay. So this is the log file. dv_enq srv is written when starting the enq server. Problems with the enq processing itself is written in the dv_enq work file. Okay, is there any doubt? You want to ask anything?
No.
We go to the next topic. Installation completed, additional ERS instance completed.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I go to the next topic. Next topic is start and stop. Next topic is start and stop. I already here system is started. How I tell the system is started? ఎలా చెప్పగలిగాను system is started అని? How I tell this system is started?
They are green
Simple.
color.
System indicating green color. Green color means system is started. Now I want to start the stop the system instances wide. System is stopped. Now I want to stop the system instance wise. First, which instance we want to stop?
Sir,
Additional.
sorry to interrupt. Sir, how do you enter this SAP MMC thing?
After installation is completed, on desktop you have SAP MNC. Okay. First of all, we listen this one. After I explain you, okay. I already started no. After I explain you, after installation completed, by automatically you got on desktop on Windows operating system only. In Linux, not in Linux operating system. In Windows operating system, when you install SAP software, this SAP management console will be created automatically. When you double click this SAP management console only, I start the system. This SAP management console is used to start and stop the SAP system wide and instances wide. That is the use of SAP management console. What is the use of SAP management console? To start the SAP system wide and instance wide, and to stop and start. Okay, by using SAP management console in Windows operating system only, not in Linux operating system. Now which instance I want to stop first? Here database instance is there, primary application server instance is there, additional application server instance is there, enq application server instance is there, ASCS instance is there. Now which instance I want to stop first?
In reverse fashion, first additional application server.
Yeah, first you stop additional or primary application server instance. In both instance you wish, any instance you want to stop. Suppose I stop. This is the additional application server instance. Right click, all task, stop. Okay. It turns green to yellow. Yellow to here you saw dispatcher will be stopped lost. All the status down. Here, no. Who stopped this work process? Dispatcher only. Dispatcher stopped lost. Dispatcher, okay. One important point. In this system, there is no start profile. Okay. First, one important point I want to tell. Clearly listen. It is very, very easy. Okay. This is the profile path. USR, SAP, SID, SYS profile. USR, SAP, SID, SYS profile. There is instance profile. Is there instance profile is here? Instance profile unda ee system lo? No.
No.
There is no instance profile. So when you stop the system, I stop this instance, no? I stop additional application server instance now. Okay. When I stop the additional application server instance in backend, I simply right click, alt stop. But in backend, SAP start SRV file is there. USR, SAP, SID, SYS, ESC. This is the kernel files. This is the kernel files. In that kernel files, SAP start SRV. This file stop the dispatcher IGS watchdog. Got it? What I am telling, got it clearly? In backend processing, I am telling, I simply right click all task and stop. But in backend, this SAP start SRV file stop the dispatcher IGS watchdog. Okay. Dispatcher IGS watchdog simply stop and come. But dispatcher, when stopping dispatcher on the time, dispatcher stop the gateway, ICM and all the work process. After finally dispatcher will be stopped like this. Got it clearly? You got it? Otherwise I want to repeat. అర్థమైందా? రిపీట్ చేయాలా? చాలా ఈజీ సింపుల్. Okay, suppose here, first of all, you see, when we stop the system, okay, I add another system and I explain. Okay, when we stop the system, SAP start as survey file is there. This is the dispatcher. This is the IGS watchdog. Okay. Okay, this is SAP start as survey file. And this is the dispatcher. This is the IGS watchdog. And this is the work process. And we want to add two systems. Okay, leave it after we check. Okay, this is the SAP start as service system. This is the IGS watchdog. This is the dispatcher. Work process, ICM gateway. First of all, this is SAP start as service. This is the IGS watchdog. Okay. First of all, I stop the system. So which one stop this one? This is the IGS watchdog. This is the SAP start as service. Which one stop IGS watchdog? In
SAP
system
start
it
as
is well.
survey. Start as survey
This
will stop
SAP
this.
start as service stop the dispatch IGS watchdog. And this dispatcher also, SAP start as survey only, stop the dispatcher also. IGS watchdog stop and quit. అది స్టాప్ అయ్యి కామ్గా ఉండిపోద్ది. బట్ డిస్పాచర్ స్టాప్ ది వర్క్ ప్రాసెస్. వెన్ స్టాపింగ్ డిస్పాచర్ స్టాప్ ద వర్క్ ప్రాసెస్, గేట్వే, ICM. After finally dispatcher will be stopped. Got it clearly? Is there any doubt? Dispatcher only stop the work process gateway ICM, but dispatcher and IGS watchdog are stopped by SAP start as survey. Why means in your system you have no start profile. Suppose in your system you have start profile, means start profile stop the dispatcher IGS watchdog. Work process gateway ICM stopped by dispatcher. Got it? Now here I want to stop. Primary application server, additional application server instance is stopped successfully. Gray color indicates stop. Now I want to
Then
stop
what is
the.
the Vinay? Then what is the role of watchdog?
అదొక్కటే నేను చూడలేదు, అది చెప్తాను. అదొక్కటే నేను చూడలేదు. Okay.
Okay.
Now I want to stop the primary application server instance. Right click, call task, stop. Okay. Same. SAP start as service, stop the dispatcher IGS watchdog. Dispatcher stop the gateway ISM and work process. Same work process will come. It will be turned into the yellow. Yellow means stopping from green to yellow. Down. Here you saw. It is running. Dispatcher. Here you saw server shutdown. Dispatcher is running. Why means dispatcher want to stop the gateway ISM work process. Now dispatcher will be stopped. When stopping also finally dispatcher start. After stopping all gateway ICM, after stopping gateway ICM work process, finally dispatcher will be stopped. When stopping also, finally dispatcher will be stopped. Got it clearly? In primary application server instance or in additional application server instance, when you stopping means primary application will be stopped lost, and starting also primary dispatcher only will be start lost, not primary application server instance or a dispatcher. Now which instance we want to stop? Already. And one more question. In this system is now database is running or stop?
It is still running.
No, it is stopped. It is database instance already stopped. When we stop the primary application server instance or additional application server instance, on that time database also will be stopped.
But primary application server ASCF and message server are in 10. So that is
You
still
start the
showing.
AACS instance, you stop the AACS instance without database instance. AACS instance and ERS instance, no need to require database instance started.
But
Got
right
it?
now in current situation, the
No, in
NWA
current
SRV 10 is
situation
still
also.
working.
No, in current situation also, in company you have database instance in one system, in AACS instance in another system. Suppose your database instance is in stop mode, means you start the AACS instance without database instance on. It will be started AACS instance without starting the database instance. Now AACS instance is running. Why means no need database instance. That AACS instance no need database instance. That's why. And ERS instance also. Now which instance we want to stop? ERS instance, ASCS instance is there. Which instance we want to stop?
ERS instance. ERS instance.
Yeah, ERS only. Why means in this book they explain like that. Before installing, yeah, the AS and ERS can be started and stopped using the S. The ERS has been started before starting the ASCS instance. When you starting the, suppose in your system, what they tell means in your system you have ASCS instance and ERS instance, means before starting the ASCS, before starting the ASCS instance, you want to install ERS instance. This point they're telling that only. The Manisha before starting the ASCS instance, you want to start ERS instance. The ASCS instance has been stopped before stopping the ERS instance. Now, which instance you want to stop? Reverse order, stopping. One nine. Yeah, hello. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you got it, that point. What I'm telling? What they tell here, you got it clearly? When you're starting, first you start ERS instance, after you start ASCS instance. When you're stopping, first you stop ASCS instance, after you stop ERS instance. Now, which instance we want to stop here? Hello?
Yes, Vinay, got it.
Yeah, which instance we want to stop here now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Why means first we stopped ERS, first we start ERS instance. That's why last we want to stop the ERS instance only. Now we stop the ASCS instance. ASCS instance and ERS instance will be stopped fastly. Starting also it will be fast. Here also NQ server lastly stop. NQ server stop the message server web dispatcher and finally NQ server will be stopped. When you start the ASCS instance, message server will be started fastly. Within a fraction of second, message server started fastly and after web dispatcher, finally NQ server will be started. Now finally ERS instance. Gray color indicates system stop. Gray color indicates system stop. Yellow, when you're starting the system on that time, yellow color indicates it's starting. When stopping time, it's stopping. Green color indicates system started. Red color indicates system error. These are the symbols. Now system is stopped. Close. Always you click no here. There is nothing is there to save. Always when you got this option, click no. Got it? Clearly? Once again, last experiment on start and stop. Okay? This is error. On that time you did not start the system. You want to wait. Otherwise, click system, click refresh. It's like they show all the instances clearly. On that time only you want to start the system. Now, which instance I want to start first? There is
First
database instance.
ASCS.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
No. No.
ERS first start.
ERS. First, we want to start the ERS instance. Okay, got it point?
Yeah.
Okay. The ERS has been started before starting the ASCS instance. Right click, Alt Task, Start. I logged into the administrator account. Password is admin.123. Click OK. It started green color. Next, ASCS instance. Right click, Alt Task, Start. Now one question. Now I ask one question. Wait, ASCS instance started means on the time. Here you saw ASCS instance is started. Now database instance is started or not?
No, Vinay.
Yeah,
Started.
it is not started. It is not started. Now I
It will start
start
along with the primary or additional application
yeah.
server.
By using SAP Management Console, we have no chance to start the database instance separately. Got it? We have SAP MC Management Console. There are two types of options is there, SAP MC, SAP MMC. By using SAP MC or MMC, after I told that one, okay. Now I start the primary application server instance. It will be started slowly. It will take time to
Sorry.
start the.
Then I have a small question here.
1 minute, 1 minute. After this topic, you ask me. Okay, 1 minute. Here you saw. IGS Watchdog is running. It is started, but dispatcher is not started. Is starting. They start the gateway ICM work process. After dispatcher started finally, and like that also we want to start the additional application server instance. Now database instance is started. Why means primary application server instance is started. That's why database instance is also started. Yeah, you now you ask me, what is your doubt? Hello?
Hello? Yeah, Vinay.
What is your doubt?
So if I have two application servers instances, so if I bring down one of those, so as you said, so along with the database also will come down, right?
When you down two instances means on that time database instance will be totally down.
Okay. Last time you
Suppose in your system, suppose in this system, I stopped now you saw. Suppose here, now which instance we want to stop first?
so okay, now it is clear.
Now
So
which
actually
instance we
before,
want to stop? I want to stop additional application server instance first. System is started. Now I want to plan to stop. First additional application server instance will be stopped. Why means I started additional application server instance. Lastly, we stop primary or additional. Any instance you want to stop first. It is stopping. Yellow symbol indicates stopping. Stopped. Now database is running or not?
Running.
ideally it should be up and running.
It is running database instance. Why means primary application server instance
Still
already
it is running.
So that's why database instance is running. Now I want to stop the primary application server instance. Oh, why it taking more time? It is stopped, but it is waiting. Server shut down. Already down. Okay, here already down. All down. Okay. Okay, now down. Now database is not running in this system. Okay. Now which instance we want to stop? ACS
First
instance.
ACS, then ERS.
Here simple logic you want to follow. Compulsory you want to follow this logic. You did not start when starting first ACS instance you want to start means without starting the ACS instance you try to start primary application server instance means it does not start.
First of all, we need to start this ERS instance,
ERS is there means first of all you want to stop the ERS. ERS is not important. Compulsory without starting the ACS instance you try to start primary application server instance means it does not start. Got it? Suppose here you saw I start the ACS instance without starting the ERS instance also ACS instance is started. Without starting the now database instance is in stop condition, primary application server instance is stopped, additional is stopped, ERS is stopped. Without starting the ERS instance also database ACS instance will be started. Okay, it is started.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So usually we'll do when they stop the system, first we stop the all application like dialog and ACS, MSS server. After that only we will stop the DB. Here not understanding my part.
Here I did not stop the DB. You saw I stopped the DB. I did not stop the DB. You don't want to start and stop the DB separately. When starting the primary application server instance or stopping the primary application server instance, on the time DB also will be start and stop.
No.
Yeah.
You have to do manually for the DB as well. It will not stop the DB.
No. You no need to start and stop the DB separately. In one system. In single system. In separate system means on that time you want to start and stop the DB separately. Got it? In your company, you are maintaining database instance in separate system means on the time you start and stop. Yeah.
It is in same system. We are using same system DB and application.
Same system means on the time you no need to stop and stop.
I think we will do that. That's what I'm confusing here.
You do means no problem, but without starting also it will be start. Okay. Next I show you theory also you got some idea. Okay.
Actually, yeah, that's why I'm confusing from the
one point, important point you remember. You start separately database instance means no problem. Or otherwise you did not start separately database instance, you start primary application server instance means on the time also database instance will be started. Got it? Suppose using command we start the database instance separately. Otherwise I did not start the database separately. When starting primary application server instance, on that time database instance will be started. So that's why I did not start the database instance separately.
If you start the primary, that
yeah, primary. Suppose you in your company they starting the database instance separately after they start the primary application server instance, like that also, no problem. Got it?
Yes.
టికెట్ తీసుకునే ఎక్కాలి, లేదా
కరెక్ట్.
బస్సులో టికెట్ ఇస్తారన్నప్పుడు బోత్ ఆర్ సేమ్. నో,
మేము స్టాప్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఎలా చేస్తామంటే యాజ్ పర్ ద కస్టమర్ రిక్వైర్మెంట్ ఫస్ట్ డైలాగ్ మాకు సెంట్రల్ ఇన్స్టెన్స్ డైలాగ్ ఇన్స్టెన్స్ ఉంటుంది, డైలాగ్స్ 1 2 3 4 ఉంటాయి. ఫస్ట్ స్టాప్ చేసేటప్పుడు మేము D4 D3 D2 D1 వస్తాం. తర్వాత మాత్రం మెసేజ్ సర్వర్ ఏది ఉంటుందో అది లాస్ట్ స్టాప్ చేస్తాం. ఆ తర్వాత DB స్టార్ట్ చేసేటప్పుడు DB స్టార్ట్ చేసేసి మెసేజ్ సర్వర్ ఫస్ట్ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాం. తర్వాత డైలాగ్ 1 డైలాగ్ 2 డైలాగ్ 1 డైలాగ్ 2 డైలాగ్ 3 డైలాగ్ 4 స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాం.
when you stopping first, you in your company you stop first database instance, after you stop primary application server instance, after you stop ACS instance.
మనం ఫస్ట్ మనం ముందు స్టాప్ చేసేటప్పుడు డైలాగ్ స్టార్ట్ చేయాలి, అప్లికేషన్ మాత్రమే స్టార్ట్ చేయాలి. ముందే మనం డేటాబేస్ స్టాప్ చేసి ఆటోమేటిక్ గా మీకు సర్వర్ డౌన్ అయిపోతుంది.
Correct. First of all, we stop the primary application server instance, after database instance, after ACS instance. When you stop starting,
ఫస్ట్ మనము స్టాప్ చేసేటప్పుడు డైలాగ్స్ మాత్రమే ఎక్స్ట్రా ఉంటాయి కదా, అవి మాత్రమే స్టాప్ చేయాలి. ఆ తర్వాత మెసేజ్ సర్వర్ దేంట్లో ఉంటుందో అది లాస్ట్. ఆ తర్వాత డేటాబేస్ స్టార్ట్ చేయాలి.
no problem. You stop second database also, no problem. Why means message server no need to require database.
No. మనము as per SAP standard, right? We have to follow.
As per SAP standard only I am telling. No need that point also I told here. As per SAP standard only I am telling that point. 1 minute. Starting and stopping. This is one of the SAP management console. Okay. So 1 minute. So here is the database is only started when a primary application server instance or additional application server instance is started on the same host on which the database is installed. That is belongs to the same SAP system. Suppose your database or primary or additional application server instance is installed on the same host, means on the time when you start the primary application server instance or additional application server instance, the database will be started automatically. No need to start the database separately. The SAP management console enable you also start and stop the database. There is way is there to start and stop the database. What the point they're telling? The SAP management console enables you also to start and stop the database. Okay, by using SAP MC, you start and stop the database. Okay, this functions is not implemented in other tools, only in SAP MC only, such as the SAP Microsoft Management Console or SAP Control. So you start and stop the database separately by using this SAP Management Console is not possible. Or SAP Control command, they're telling. Got it? You start and stop the database separately by using SAP MC only, Management Console. But you want to start and stop the system by using SAP Microsoft Management Console or SAP Control is not possible. Suppose the database is available with PS or AS in single system, means on the time you no need to start the database separately. It will be started automatically. And that one also is there, SAP ASC. In where I did not get that one. Where is that information is available? Suppose here only you have. Suppose I stop the ASCS instance. ASCS instance is there stopped. From your point, in your company, which one will be started first? Database.
First, your database will start
Next?
first. After that, message server.
Yeah,
Primary.
that's correct. After primary. Okay, that's correct.
After that, any dialog, is there any additional, we will go for that additional dialog.
Yeah, after that, okay. Additional, that's okay. Suppose here I did not start the ASCS instance. I directly start the primary application server instance. It does not start.
No.
That's fine. By using this SAP MMC, you no need to start the database separately. But in your company, your system is maintained on where? Windows operating system only.
Yeah, some of the systems working on the Linux, some of the systems working on the Windows management. So we have 23 landscapes are there.
Okay, no need. You want to start the database separately also by using command. You start the database after you start the ASCS instance. After you start the primary application server instance. But here by using SAP MMC, you no need to start the database separately. By means when starting primary or AS instance, on that time database will be started within one system. On that time only is possible. Got it?
Yes.
It does not start. They're searching about the message server. They did not found message server. That's why all will be started, but dispatcher will not start. You wait half or 1 hour also, dispatcher will not start. When I start the ASCS instance, dispatcher will be start automatically. Okay. That's why we want to start the ASCS instance after primary application server instance. Suppose database instance is in one system, primary application server instance is in one system. Suppose system 1 is database instance. Already I have one image is there. Okay, this is database instance. This is ASCS instance. This is primary application server instance. This is additional 1, additional 2. Now, which instance we want to start first?
Sorry, come again.
First one is database instance. Second one is
Okay.
primary application server instance. Third one is ASCS instance. Fourth one, fifth one is additional 1, additional 2. Which one we want to start first?
Yes, yes. Yes,
Suppose
yes.
last one, yeah, no,
Yeah.
wrong,
Database.
that is wrong. Yeah, first of all, we want to start database. Why means
Database.
database is maintaining separately. First we start database instance. First this person start the system. After this person start the ASCS instance. After this woman start the primary application server instance. After this person, they want additional means on the time only they stop. They don't want additional today means they no need to start the additional instances. Got it clearly? Stopping also reverse. Stopping also reverse. We stop this one or anyone. Finally, we stop the database instance. Suppose we without database instance also finally you stop ASCS instance also, no problem. Why means ASCS instance does not require that database is started or not. Okay. Without database starting ASCS instance, you start and stop separately. The SCS instance does not belong to the PAS instance and is started and stopped separately. Primary application సంబంధం లేకుండా SCS start and stop చేసుకోవచ్చు. And we know need database also for SCS start and stop. Okay, is there any doubts up to here? Tomorrow also I explain you. Why means here I showing more instances. Tomorrow I explain start and stop only for I maintain database instance, primary application server instance, and ASCS instance only. Tomorrow class. Now today class I am showing all the instances, all the ABAP system instances. Tomorrow class onwards no need additional and ERS. Only we maintained primary application server instance, ASCS instance, and database instance. Okay. Now final topic. Today final topic, just 10 minutes topic. Uninstallation. 10 minutes class, uninstallation. Already system is stopped. When you do uninstallation, you want to stop the system. Today one experiment I am doing. Uninstallation, today one experiment I am doing. There are two types of experiments is there in uninstallation. Today we do one type of information. I am trying, this is the first time I am trying this experiment. Okay. D drive, SWPM folder, scroll down, double click SAPNST. In your company, you start the database instance by using command or otherwise any is there? Click continue to this website, not recommended.
Sorry, Vinay.
In your company, you start the database instance by using command or any other tool is
Actually,
there?
we are not tool. We have a scripts. Application SAP start చేయడానికి సెపరేట్ గా
Command
స్క్రిప్ట్
only.
రాస్తాం మేమే. కమెంట్స్
Command only.
కమెంట్స్ ఉంటాయి. కమెంట్స్ తో పాటు మేము స్క్రిప్ట్స్ రాస్తాం మేమే స్టార్ట్ చేయడానికి.
Okay.
మంత్ ఎండ్ కి మనకి అంటే మాకు TWS స్కెడ్యూలర్స్ ఉంటాయి, జాబ్ స్కెడ్యూలర్స్.
Okay. Okay.
మనకి ఈ టైం కి అప్లికేషన్ స్టార్ట్ చేయాలి అన్నప్పుడు మేము ఆ టైం స్కెడ్యూలర్ లో మేము ఆ టైం కి ఈ జాబ్ ఇచ్చేసి స్కెడ్యూల్ చేస్తాం. అంటే ఫర్ సపోజ్ మనకి సండే మిడ్-నైట్ 12 o'clock కి సర్వర్ డేటాబేస్ అప్లికేషన్ స్టాప్ అవ్వాలి అంటే మేము ఫస్ట్ అప్లికేషన్స్ ఇచ్చేసి తర్వాత డేటాబేస్ జాబ్స్ ఇస్తాం, ఆటోమేటిక్ గా స్టాప్ అయిపోతుంది.
Okay. Okay, scroll to the last of the screen. Go to generic options. Expand database in generic option. Expand uninstallation. Uninstall. You uninstall total system or instance wide. Click next. Now we are doing uninstallation. I want to do one experiment in uninstall. Remaining experiment tomorrow I told you about uninstallation. Tomorrow morning class is start and stop, SAP GUI, post installations will be completed. Tomorrow morning 9:30 o'clock these topics will be completed. Start and stop, SAP GUI, post installation. Okay. Uninstallation will be completed. Afternoon, user role profiles, maximum whatever topic. Okay. Now click next here. Today I plan to SAP GUI post installation also, but it will be too late. That's why here by this topic. Tomorrow we continue. Here what I am planning means in this today experiment what I am planning means they're telling in your system you have all the instances. What are the instances they're showing in your system? You have ASCS instance, primary application server instance, additional it is struct and ERS instance. They're telling suppose I want to uninstall ERS instance, remove tick mark. I didn't remove tick mark here, it will be stuck here. Remove tick mark. Okay, now what? Now I want to uninstall not system. I want to uninstall only particular additional ERS instance only. Total 4 instances is available here. Database instance they did not shown here. Only ASCS instance, primary application server instance, additional ERS instance is there. I want to uninstall only additional ERS instance only. Click next. This is one type of experiment I am doing in uninstallation. No, I don't want to remove database because I want database. Why means there is already primary and database instance and ASCS instance is available in the system. No? Click next. Click next. There is no changes on parameter summary screen. Now in this experiment, what I am doing?
Only ERS is being uninstalled and additional application server 2 is being uninstalled. Sorry,
Yeah, only
additional
that 2 instances only I am uninstalling.
yes,
Means I am removing ERS instance and additional application server instance in this system. This is one type of uninstallation. Okay. Close, exist, close. Now we check. ESR, SAP, SID. Here you saw there is no ERS instance additional application server instance folder. Here you saw there is no ERS instance additional application server instance. Like that, you separately uninstall instances wide also. You have time 5 or 10 minutes means I complete total uninstallation also. You have time 10 minutes.
Okay.
10 minutes time on there. You want tomorrow or otherwise 10 minutes means I complete uninstallation topic.
Admin, no issues.
Okay.
Yeah, you continue.
D drive, SWPM folder, already system is stopped only. Double click SAP and ST. Software provisioning manager screen will be open. Click continue to this website, not recommended. Username is administrator. Password is admin.123. Click OK. ఇక్కడ మీకు డేటాబేస్ ఇన్స్టాన్స్ ని సపరేట్ గా నేను ఎందుకు స్టార్ట్ అండ్ స్టాప్ చేయట్లేదంటే వాడు ఎస్ఏపి ఎంఎంసి యూజ్ చేయటం వల్ల ప్రైమరీ అప్లికేషన్ సర్వర్ ఇన్స్టాన్స్ స్టార్ట్ చేసినప్పుడు దాంతో పాటు డేటాబేస్ ఇన్స్టాన్స్ స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది కాబట్టి నేను డేటాబేస్ ని సపరేట్ గా స్టార్ట్ చేయట్లేదు. When I starting primary application server instance, on that time database instance also will be started. That's why I'm not starting the database instance separately. Got it? In company also, rare only we are doing start and stop. Now we are uninstalling. Go down, expand generic options, scroll down, expand our database, expand uninstallation, select uninstall, click next. Now in this uninstall experiment I am doing, I'm totally uninstall entire system. Before uninstallation experiment, I'm uninstall only particular instances only. But here I want to uninstall entire database and entire system. ఇప్పుడు నేను ఈ ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ లో మొత్తం డేటాబేస్ ఎంటైర్ అన్ని సిస్టమ్ మొత్తం క్లీన్ చేస్తున్నాను. ఇందాక ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ లో ఓన్లీ పర్టికులర్ అడిషనల్ అప్లికేషన్ సర్వర్ ఇన్స్టెన్స్ ఈఆర్ఎస్ ఇన్స్టెన్సే మనం అన్ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసాం. VMware, Windows installation and additional ERS and installation. Total 6 topics completed. Click next. Uninstall additional ERS installation, VMware, Windows Server, pre-installation. Total 7 topics completed today. VMware 1, Windows Server 2, third pre-installation steps, fourth installation, fifth additional, sixth ERS instance, seventh uninstallation. So here I don't want to uninstall particular instance. In my system I have ASCS instance, primary application server instance. I want to uninstall all the system. That's why click next. Yeah, I want to uninstall SAP host agent also in this system. Click next. I want to uninstall Oracle database also. That's why here tick mark is there. Remove database or Office. Click next. So database also will be uninstalled. This is my database ID. Yes, is correct. And computer name is also correct. Click next. ఎన్ని మంది కాల్ చేశారు? Please mute your side. Remove whole database without database software. Keep database, nothing keep database. Click next. Mute your side. So remove Oracle data table spaces and everything. Click next. Review parameter, there is no changes. Click next.
Mute all.
Where's this? It's successful. Okay. Close. Exist. Close. USR SAP. There is no folders. This is okay. There is no folders, and test data will be deleted. And there is no SAP management console also here. It is the empty folder now. Empty system. Fresh OS system. This is the software files. I think this folder will not deleted now. After restart the system only, this Oracle folder will be deleted. Yeah. After restart the system, this Oracle folder also will be deleted. Otherwise, format also it will be completed. Okay,
Thank you,
after
sir.
restart the system, it is successful. There is no, everything is completed uninstallation. Okay, tomorrow we plan to start and stop SAP GUI post installations like that. One by one topic we go to. Okay, today we covered the completed VMware and Windows Server and pre-installation steps, installation, additional ERS and uninstallation. Total 7 topics completed today. Tomorrow we covered remaining topics. Whatever topics we covered tomorrow, we have time. Okay, tomorrow also same timing 9 to 12:30. Tomorrow 9 o'clock we start the class morning. Okay.